Buggy led our caravan of old fools out to CallyFest 2020 to play cigar box guitars and hopefully sell some too. We made quite the caravan rolling out of the desert and mountains down to Monterey, California. When we pulled into Monterey, we went to Sunberg Storage Hotel. There at the curb was Mahatma's battle-scarred old Harley waiting for us. Dave and Mahatma, my bandmates, came over the mountains in a week. They rode Mahatma's bike. We were happy to see each other and set to jam on the spot. We put out a tip jar and busked for fun. Meet the Mose Golly Boys. I'm Mose Golly by golly, and here's Dave and Mahatma. He's a shapeshifter, that Mahatma. We busked on the street and earned dinner money. The old warhorse helped. People are drawn to the old Harley. We checked in at the storage hotel and headed for the nude beach. Uncle John, Buggy, and AGP came out in the camper. There were seagulls all over the place. We got down to the beach and saw some lovely sights. We undressed except for our hats. Boy, were we embarrassed. We hid behind a big rock and looked at the show. Buggy got right out in the bevy of beauties. He's a big magnet. Buffalo Whisperer and Casanova. The ladies swarmed around him. We clung to our rock. It was amazing. Buggy charmed the heart of a lady. Then we saw Big Boy. He caught us red-reared. He glared down at us and said, "Scram, you old beach peepers, and take that insect with you." Well, I was getting sunburnt already, so we went back to town. On the way, I saw an old outhouse by a farm, and that gave me an idea. Well, we went and met up with John McNair at the CallyFest grounds to set up our display booths. John used his Buick, Buggy used his outhouse, and I used the old outhouse I bought from the farmer cheap. We set up our displays on Porta Potty Road down at the end, next to the outhouse stage. I called my booth By Golly Guitars. Buggy called his Bug's Tone Pate. John had a shirt with Red Dog guitars across his chest. We jammed on the outhouse stage with Daniel Walter, who helped us set up. Inside our outhouses, we had signs that said free toilet paper and hand sanitizer, and use of a gas mask while shopping. Soon it was time to set up for the Mose Golly Boys show on the open stage. Richard Sundberg, the show's founder, was there getting a back scratch from Buggy. Daniel Walter was there, and so was James O. Nice to see our buddies in the front row. Well, Mahatma set up my West Carl Vacationer suitcase amp and took up his lotus position behind the amp. Dave came out with his slide guitar. Then I came out with my Minnesota Girl guitar. We played a nice long set of tunes and sang harmony on most of the songs. I did a new one at the end of our set. CallyFest for the rest. The crowd went mildly wild. Soon it was time to head for the outhouse stage for our debut performance with the Adventurers. We had a 10-piece band, all of us fellow travelers on stage together for the very first time. Daniel Walter on his bass, John McNair with his Red Dog guitar, old Mose seated in front of John, Uncle John to my left on tenor guitar and Iowa sax, the anonymous pick behind Uncle, AGP beside Unc on bass, with Danny Gordon on harp behind him. James O. Lunsford on Mr. Reuben T. cigar box guitar, and Jim Morris on fiddle to cap it off. Buggy dancing around center stage with his Swamp Witch slider. We tuned up and cranked up our amps. James had his Fender Champ amp, and Pick had his Marshall. Richard Sundberg had a great sound system for the rest of the crew. Mahatma and Dave ran the board. The crowd gathered and we started our show. We each took a turn leading a tune. I played You Gotta Move to start us off. Then Uncle John played his tenor guitar and Iowa saxophone, singing with his booming vocals. We played 10 songs for the set. I never played for such a big crowd. There must have been at least 25 or 30 folks who stayed all the way through. James O ended the show with a tearful Mahatma's Ride. We did good. Dedicated to Yanis, my Minnesota girl.